Full screen mode. Thank you. So Inside Scoop, we started in December 20. We started our first store in December 2013, out of our little store in Bangsar. That was the homepage that you all saw just now with me and Shiew Li in the front. We started in December 2013 with a kitchen that was about this size. Shiew Li worked day in the morning churning ice cream, while I enjoyed life in Singapore as a banker. Fast forward 10 years on, 11 years later on, Inside Scoop today we have 63 outlets. We have a frozen yogurt brand by the name of Yogio. That we have 1.5 outlets because the half store is somewhere. And then we also have another alcoholic ice cream brand by the name of the Ice Cream Bar, which is not so publicized normally. Okay. These are some of the stores that we opened, so we're just going through the motions. Some of the stores that we opened, we are now reaching out to all Malaysians in the Peninsular side. So hopefully we'll be able to share all our happiness throughout the country soon, including Sabah and Sarawak. Taste that you all had just now, we actually have ventured. One of the reasons why we raised money was to actually venture into fast-moving consumer goods. The product that you had just now, the current favorite is the Cream House, which is the one on the extreme right. Just out of curiosity, how many people here have actually tried the product before tonight? Can I have a show of hands? The Cream House product? Yeah. The Cream House product, you like it? The target market is very value centric. It's a value for money magnum. So it's priced very competitively at 2 ringgit 90 cents. The 1-2 juice, which is the water ice that you had just now, you are probably the first people outside our organization that have tried it. So well done.
I just want to say that's not the final product, actually.
Yeah, so it's not the near final, but I think you all are happy to eat it, right? You are happy to eat it, right? We should have brought more, sorry. And then on the right is the Choco Bar, which was just launched on the 1st of July as well. So those are the products that we're rolling out, and we also have a full extra range of ice creams coming out over the next 6 months. So we have a very busy 6 months a very busy 6 months coming. Any questions so far? No? So the good part is that this is all the nice sweet things that you see from the outside, right? Perfect couple, nice ice cream, sweet life, La Dolce Vita, like all these things are very nice. But that's what people see from the outside. Shiew Li and I do have our challenges too. But we wanted to share what the real Inside Scoop is for us. So it started out as a love story between me and my ex-girlfriend, as you all know. Shiew Li really, really, really likes ice cream. Like, she dreams of ice cream day and night. She has pictures of her 3 years old, mouth full of ice cream and all that stuff. And I decided to win her heart by building her an ice cream empire. You spoiled my story. Very good, very well researched piece, by the way. But so when the idea first came out, I remember this very clearly. I was together with my partner, our business partner, downstairs of our office. He was having a cigarette, and we were both in investment banking, fairly jaded, fairly tired. Hey, what are you going to do next? He said, I'm thinking about going to Malaysia to start an ice cream business. Then I was like, huh, really? I'm also interested. Let's do it together. And that's how we came up with the idea of starting the Inside Scoop. 2 months later, I decided to con the person among the three of us who likes ice cream the most to leave her corporate job and come back and work for our Inside Scoop so that I could continue working in Singapore. So well done, Shiew Li.
Yeah, the con was so great that in 2 weeks I quit my job, went to Italy to learn how to make gelato, and then we started the business.
So between that conversation, that conversation happened earlier. We decided to look for a space, right? No, I was on a sabbatical. We found a space, and between finding a space, her quitting her job and having her trust in me, obviously, and coming back to work in Malaysia, going to Italy to learn how to make ice cream, and coming back home to start the ice cream, the Inside Scoop, was only a span of like 4 to 6 weeks. So we really went from 0 to 1 in a course of 4 to 6 weeks. So amazing job that Shiew Li was doing.
Yeah, I think we didn't analyze too much, actually. We just jumped the gun. I think if we analyzed we will have paralysis, like an
Analysis
analysis
paralysis.
paralysis.
Right.
So we started out, we had no marketing plan whatsoever. We had no social media page or anything. But back then, it was also just the start of social media for businesses. We had no idea how we wanted to serve customers. We just stood there and just talked to the customers like how we talk to our friends and people who would come into our home. So I think all our part-timers that grew up with us, they just emulated what they saw. There was definitely no training guide whatsoever. The training is like
there was no
the boss.
videos, there was no tech, there was nothing around it, and social media was also at its infancy. I remember like putting 50 ringgit and Facebook ads in the first year of our business, and it was just unheard of, right? Like nobody actually did it. So we were also quite lucky being able to have the success that we have today because of a first mover advantage. So, okay, you go.
Well, people often ask, how do you work with your husband? Like my friends would go, I'll never work with my husband. We'll be fighting all the time. Well, actually, there's so much things to do, so many things to do, and we have different
focus
and different abilities. So if he's covering something, I'm actually more than happy to do the rest. There's no need to fight. If anything, I think he's the person I can bounce off and like have confirmation, if anything.
Yeah. So working together is really to us it's a very good relationship, and I feel that it actually brought our relationship a lot deeper than before because we actually spend so much time together, right? By definition of spending day and night and all the way to night and even a stage.
But it may be a quantity, but sometimes the quality may not be there.
Yeah, so blurring the lines. That was next slide, right?
Oh yeah, maybe we should talk about the joys.
The
of
joys
working.
first. Let's focus on the joys first.
Yeah, we'll go back. Yeah, so the joys of working as a couple. Yeah, I get to see this face night and day. Handsome or not, I don't know.
We get to go on holidays and work trips together. So that's great. We get to spend a lot of time with our kids together. So we do engage them at work as well.
They really love following us to work because they think all we do at work is eat ice cream. But that is really part of my job. Like I taste a lot of I do most of the R&D and improvements. So I'm constantly eating ice cream. Yeah. So when they come to work, they get to taste and they will tell me like, or when we go out to the shop and I'm buying something to taste, they're like, Mommy, we need to buy this. We need to test. So they know.
Yeah. So the success is generally shared together as well. That's why it makes it very enjoyable. You don't really have to communicate that much verbally because she is almost in my head on most of the stuff, especially work related, and that's something that some couples, or at least we had some issues with at the start. Not at the start, when we were working in corporate, right? We don't actually communicate the kind of the depth of communication is not as deep as what we have today because she's at work, she sees the challenges that I'm going through, or she sees the happiness that I'm going through, and we share that very well.
Yeah, so I think back then when we were both in different jobs, I mean, when he comes back stressed and tired, I think he doesn't want to talk about his work anymore. And so it's this like blank space and I don't really know what's going through his head.
Yeah. But of course, with that, I think we have at least one other couple that works together. I think your pastor was sharing about it. The unfortunate part for us is work never stops. As a couple, it's very easy to transition from enjoying something mode into work mode very quickly. And when we say very quickly, I mean in a matter of seconds, right? We'll be walking down somewhere doing something, and we'll look at this. It could be this shop that we're walking past that has really good service, and then we'll go like, hey, why are we not doing this? Very, very quickly. Or it can be the other way as well. It could be the other way as well. Wow, lucky we never do that. Okay. Blurred lines on holidays, very, very common. In fact, most of the holidays are not even holidays. It's just work trips disguised as holiday. Help me save money. Right.
No, usually somehow like we don't have much time to go on holidays. So usually after the work trip, you take a few days off and extend. But sometimes when we do go on a normal holiday, there'll be like work stuff. Like we've even cancelled like tours because we got a last minute spot to go on an ice cream factory tour. So go and see glowworms or go to an ice cream factory, work trumped.
Yes, yes, exactly. Some of the other things that, but I mean, working together with blurred lines is probably the most challenging part of our relationship. But sometimes there's also no more mystery on the other side. She doesn't go through things that she goes through, and because we spend every waking hour with each other, so maybe there's a bit of a lack of mystery, but it's okay, I think, right? It's okay, right?
We can be mysterious in other ways.
We can be mysterious in other ways. But we also have all our eggs in one basket, and that's one of the bigger challenges that we've had in the past. Because if you have two different jobs, two different income streams, sometimes it's a bit better. But we were also worried about failures at the early stage of our career, especially when we gave up a lot. We both worked in corporate jobs in Singapore before. Shiew Li came back. Shiew Li is an actuary. Shiew Li is a qualified actuary or near qualified actuary. Very high paying job. I was a banker before, so both of us gave up our jobs to come back. And there was a period where it was quite tricky for us because I think if you leave your job for about 1 or 2 years, the ability to go back was still there. But after about the third or fourth year, you sort of become less relevant to your previous employer or to the industry. And that was a period where between the fourth year to the 8th year, we had the most challenge because it was a do or die, not say do or die situation now. It was a real all-in situation for us. Okay, joys of working as a couple, monkeys running around. You want to go? Okay, so I guess the most important thing is how do we continue to do this? How do we continue to navigate our future as a couple together, especially when our responsibilities become larger? The organization is much larger now. We also have more commitments. We have 3 kids running around. We have a significantly larger team. We struggle sometimes. What is important in life? What is important as a couple? What is important as a parent? What is important as a shareholder? And I think the biggest thing that we can do here is to make sure that we communicate that very clearly and don't take it for granted, even when we are seeing each other every single day or working together or sharing a stage. Kids, can you go and sit down? Sit down. Bring me to sit down. Okay, so sharing that expectations is probably very, very important from our standpoint, that we sort of take for granted and forget sometimes because we see each other so often. I mean literally, like we wake up, I do my exercise, I see her, we send the kids to school together, we eat breakfast together, we eat lunch together, we eat dinner together. We pick up the kids together, then after they go to sleep together, it's like that lah. But sometimes we see, like what she was saying, right? We spend so much time together that we don't actually have quality time together, and we find that communicating part is very, very critical in a working couple or a couple that works together.
Yeah, you have to actively like set a night, like okay, this is date night. Actually, basically, is don't talk about work night.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. And there are also instances where we have to draw the lines, like when I don't feel like talking about work and she has something pressing on her mind. Unfortunately, we have to find a way to navigate that situation. So having a conversation that matters is quite critical. Yeah.
So I guess the most important question of all, if given a choice, will we do it again? I'm going to say for me, yes.
I hope it's a yes.
Yeah, it's been a very different journey if we had stuck to our corporate jobs. We were in like the finance industry. It was really in a bubble, I have to say that. When we moved back to Malaysia and we started our own company, then I think the personal growth was like a gazillion-fold, because owning a company is not just being the boss. People say, I want to be boss, but they don't realize that being a boss comes with a lot of responsibilities. Especially Edmund would say that because he's the real boss. I'm just the face boss only.
Not really. Actually, that's not very true, because if you think about it, we both take very good responsibility for the tasks that we are we've sort of evolved to manage, right? So like if you look at the wrapper that you all had of the ice cream just now, it's the team, that team is led by Shiew Li, that the design team. We don't have the budget to go and hire very expensive designers to design that wrapper, and it looks great, right? Like it really looks great, right? You look at some of our stores just now. Shiew Li leads the store design. If you don't have a place, if you don't have a nice shop to sell the stores, we won't exist today. Yes, I deal with the people around. I deal with the people more. I deal with the technical limitations more. But yeah, I think we've worked out very well in terms of complementing each other's
Yeah, I think we have
strengths
different
and
skill
weaknesses.
sets.
Yeah, so definitely we'll do it again.
Yeah.
Okay, any questions? Open to any questions.
Yes. Hi, my name is Niresh. Yeah, I live in Singapore. Thank you for sharing your experience, Mr. Edmund and Ms. Shiew Li. My question is, what was the biggest challenge that you guys have faced, and how did you overcome it?
Finding a name for the company.
Oh, finding a name.
No, just joking. Inside joke.
Okay, and I have another part of the question. Mr. Edmund, when you persuaded Ms. Shiew Li to leave her job as a banker, at that time you guys weren't married. So when did you guys actually got married? Which part of the development of Inside Scoop did that happen? I need to know. I would like to know that as well. Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks for making it awkward. So I think we'll start with your first question first. The hardest part for us is generally still what we face today, which is talent and people. I think most businesses exist only because of its people. So us hiring the right talent, aligning the right people, and setting the right objectives, and setting the right not just commercial objectives, right? Setting the right operating philosophy still remains a challenge today, and we're still learning how to do so. So I believe it's a never-ending journey with regards to people and training, and that's what we are very focused on today. In terms of your second question, maybe she wants to answer. Maybe I can get some real insights
sure.
on how she feels about it.
Well, actually, when we started, we were already engaged, so it wasn't really. I think it was just a matter of signing and getting married.
Getting married.
Yeah, but I think we were so busy with our business, so only 2 years later we got married. Yeah. 2 years after we started business. Yeah.
No
All
problem.
Okay, thanks for the question and answer. Julie. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I'm Julia. Now you say that you previously you generally you like ice cream, and that you went to Italy to learn how to make the gelato ice cream, so to speak. What give you that side of the courage in that sense? Because you are starting afresh from totally in the spheres that's totally out of the blue, not your normal thing. Maybe you're saying like this is I like to make ice cream at home, so it's something that I'm really doing it. So when I start off with go to Italy and do it, then it's something like just flow on, baby steps to the professional steps, so to speak. What make you, because that's a very giant step from an actuarial scientist, and then you go to that area.
We were young and foolish. No.
We're just old and foolish now.
Well, actually, I had a home machine, but I wouldn't say we were really good at it. But I think what gave me the confidence in starting a business, if I think I was a decent enough actuary and I could go back and find a job if it was early enough. So I just took the leap of faith. I think we were about 30 then, so I decided that if it's now or never. Yeah.
But also we sort of planned our responsibilities and financial journey before we started the business. So there was enough savings for us to tide through in the event it didn't work out. There is still a backup plan. There's still a backup plan that we can fall back to, which gives us more confidence.
And Edmund didn't quit his job immediately. I was
flying
to and fro from Singapore to Malaysia for 1.5 years. And then when it grew, we had 3 or 4 stores. I couldn't handle it on my own anymore during the whole period. Then he decided to quit and come back full time to join.
Okay. Anyone from here? Yeah, surely.
Yeah. Hi, quick question. How to sell ice cream, taste ice cream while staying in shape? You're both looking good.
I I
That's
don't know.
the second most common question we get asked, other than how is it like working as a couple.
I don't know. I think we're bigger than back there. But that was pre-kids, so I have to say. We live relatively active lives. We both like to exercise. I play quite a lot of tennis. He cycles a lot.
Yeah. So we eat quite sensibly. We don't eat very excessively. But
except for the ice cream part.
Except for the ice cream part, we don't drink excessively. We do like eating. We do like eating. Eating is a big part of our journey, but I think we balance. We have quite a balanced lifestyle.
Okay, over here. Yeah. Okay.
Hello, I'm Alan.
Hi, Alan.
What inspired the name Inside Scoop?
So when we, believe it or not, I wasn't joking when we said that one of the hardest thing in starting a business is finding the right name. You have basically a bunch of words on the board and nothing really sticks to you, right? Inside Scoop spoke to us because we wanted to it's a play on the word, like give you an inside scoop to a good scoop of ice cream. And it sort of plays on the scoop and the ice cream. That's how we came up with the name. It's a bit witty, it's a bit funny, and it's also very Shiew Li. Shiew Li is quite witty, funny, punny.
Yeah,
So it's more her.
I love puns.
If you ask me, my brand is going to be called ice cream. I'm the most boring person that I can think of, right? So that's that.
Yeah, but I don't know whether it's. I mean, we tried a few different names, like variations: Daily Scoop, the Perfect Scoop, Inside Scoop. I don't know whether this was the best because we still get people calling us like Inside Scope, Insect Group.
Okay,
so
yeah, autocorrect.
Okay.
Hi, I'm Anne. I actually have two questions. So the first one is, in which state throughout the journey of the 11 years that you finally decided that, we're going to raise fund and perhaps sell off the business one day? Like, at which state have you, that you finally decide, or was it something that you have came into agreement that since the first day that we're going to sell it off? Yeah. So the second question is, I actually forgot what I want to ask for a second question. But yeah, so yeah.
So the popular misconception is that we've sold the business. Actually, we have not sold the business. We actually raised money to do package business, to invest more into the package business, and also to increase our store count. So the way that we look at the business today, and it's then and still today, is that we are not positioned to sell. We're just continuing to grow and see where it takes us, just to enjoy the growth journey together. So without the capital that we raised, we won't be able to do the package business because it is quite a large investment, not just on the machinery, the equipment, but also the distribution channels, the people, and the working capital involved. So if you were asking business advice from me, the way that I would say it is, don't build a business with the intention of selling in mind. I think you can think of an exit that is there, is sort of there, not bad. But when it comes, it comes. But build it as if you're going to run it forever. That's our operating philosophy then. And it's still our operating philosophy today. We're here, we're going to run the business as if we're here to stay forever. Yeah.
Any questions from this section? Okay. Stephen, right?
My name is Stephen. Why the investor find so attractive about your company? What's the guarantee and how much they invest? Yeah.
In terms of guarantees, in terms of maybe my good looks, I don't know. I hope that's the case, but I think Mr. Loy and the Farm Fresh Group were looking to enter into the ice cream business. That's number one. The second bit is also. I think we have a proven track record in terms of our growth. So while that amount seems relatively high, we believe that our growth trajectory can maintain, and it has maintained, to be able to justify the valuations and the amounts that they've paid us to do lah. So that would be from my point of view lah, how we justify the investment from Farm Fresh.
Hi, man. Yeah, this is about working together and keeping the harmony of the love between each other. So, just in case if there's any conflicts at work, right, or any disagreements, right, like, do you give in to each other, or you call for a meeting, or go home, then only, talk about it at home, or something like that?
I would like to hear her perspective first.
I don't think we've had major conflicts that we're shouting at each other at work or anything. Yeah, we don't. I'm pretty grounded. I'm very tolerable. So I think we just hear each other's point of view, and then if we really can't decide, we take a vote with senior management or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I would say that in our 11 and a half years working together, we haven't had any major arguments at work relating, that is work related lah. That is work related lah. Personal, I think got lah, but I also don't think got lah actually. Personal got lah. But nothing with regards to work. And the way that I think about it, or we've discussed this before, is along the lines of, if she's worried about it, I don't have to worry about it, lagi best. So we sometimes don't really understand when couples that work together fight, because I feel that if she's covering it, even better, I have one less thing to worry about. So maybe that's the approach that have kept us very sane for the last few years.
Any more questions from the floor? All right.
Hi, my name is Maple. I am just wondering what excites you in this business and what are you looking forward to, in the future? Yeah, thank you.
What excites me in this business? The ice cream. Eating ice cream every day, coming up with new flavors. Basically, that's more of my role. That's for me.
So believe it or not, we eat ice cream almost every day still. Yes, yeah, we still eat ice cream every single day. The R&D process is quite fun. For me, it's also about people, like seeing the team grow, seeing the people that we work with grow. That's quite important. And more so working with people that are not from the background, where the backgrounds are not as advantageous as we had. That means we recognize that we have a lot of opportunities. We have a lot of opportunities. Yvette, don't stand on it. We have a lot of opportunities afforded to us. We didn't grow up from very rich families, but we definitely came from middle-class families, and there was a lot of opportunities available to us. We now have the advantage, and that was one of the reasons why we left our corporate jobs. We now have the opportunity to work with people from not so good backgrounds and make a difference in their lives. So that really excites me. That really excites me today, lah. That really excites me today, giving them the opportunity, not from an employer standpoint, yeah, actually from a people development standpoint. That means coaching them to be better people, coaching them to be better employees to us, obviously, but not just better employees, right? Like how to be more responsible, how to think about what your 3, 5, 10-year journey is going to be, seeing them leave us, go to better jobs or going to different jobs, and then coming begging for their jobs back, all that stuff. Those things really mean a lot to us when it comes to people development, or to me, at least, yeah. You remember your second question?
She remembered.
Just.
Yeah, what is one lesson that you have learned from one of the biggest failure throughout the business for us?
That failure itself is a lesson. Yeah, we just keep trying. If it doesn't work, try again. So sometimes things may not work the first time because circumstances or timing may not be the right time. Like let's say a flavor that we launch, it may not be the right time, but 5 years later you relaunch it and it goes. So sometimes timing and situation is different.
For us, it's about showing up and reiterating over and over again. There is no one shot, one kill kind of situation for us, and even if there is, we don't take it for granted. We just say that let's go back and just fight again, let's go back and try again, let's go back and think of another way to go and do it again, and even if it's good, just try a better version of it. So that iterative process is very critical, not just to the both of us, but also to the rest of our team. I think I was sharing with someone earlier, we don't strive for perfection at the start. We don't expect every day to go smoothly. We expect the day to go, or the things that we do to go 90-95% smoothly. And when that 5% crap comes up, find a good way to go and deal with it. Just accept that it will happen, and then just iterate, solve the problem, and then move on. Yeah. Yes.
By hindsight, what are things you have done better?
With the benefit of the question was, with the benefit of hindsight, what would I have done better? Not much actually. I think we've had quite a good journey. I think there were some micro things that would have liked to have done better. Like with the benefit of hindsight, right? We would have invested more in bigger factory at the start. We would have hired more senior people early on. We would have better philosophy when we first started. But this is all with the benefit of hindsight. If we didn't go through that journey, we wouldn't have had that. We wouldn't have that. Not say awakening, but especially in the church, we shouldn't not say awakening. Like how to say? We wouldn't have that realization. We wouldn't have that lesson that helped us realize that it was actually there is a better way to do it. So I think I still enjoyed the journey so far, and with the major changes, nothing much that we would have changed. I think in terms of the business in terms of personal, I think there were some things that I would like to have done better, and I still like to do better. Don't put so much pressure on ourselves. Don't everything also think about work, and have a better frame of mind for what is success metrics. Those things we're still working through. So we would have liked to have a bit more coaching on that, more internal than business decisions. In terms of business decisions, I think we had a fairly good journey so far, and the operating philosophy that we have, basically go back, iterate, try again, is quite good now. Does it mean that we had a perfect journey? Also no. There are a lot of other businesses, players that have done a lot better than us, but there are also other players that have not so well. So we just accept that our journey is our journey.
Hello, my name is Enko. My question is, what value do you insist on keeping in your team culture, no matter how big inside groups grows?
You were saying, what's the culture? So for us, it's continuous improvement. Value. Yeah. So one of our major value is continuous improvement. So every day, just do a little bit better than the day before. If you see something, things are always changing. So we cannot be constant. If not, we'll be left behind. So we have to improve bit by bit every day.
And the second one is don't sell what you won't eat. We basically won't sell things that are against our philosophy. That means whatever that my kids that you see, they still eat our ice cream at 7:30 at night. We won't sell things that we don't eat or we don't enjoy.
Hello, I'm amazed and really thank you for your. Okay, I'm actually very amazed by the fast action that both of you took from the beginning. As a Christian, sometimes we wait, we pray, and we wait for God, and then by the time, as we wait, it might actually doesn't happen, So during that journey, how long you really pray and really ask for God inspiration? Because it's like 5 weeks that you went, it's kind of like, very fast, So it's actually for myself, like sometimes I pray, I wait, right? It really amazed me, seriously amazed me by how fast the 10 years changes your life, So how long did you really take to pray about it?
So Shiew Li and I are both not Christians.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
But it's okay.
I'm so sorry.
But we believe in doing good, and we have good fundamentals now. We believe in good fundamentals. But we heard something recently. There was a man, and I shared this story with someone. There was a man trapped in a location, and it was flooding. Right? And he prayed to God to help him. He just prayed to God to help him. A guy comes along with a boat. Hey, get on the boat. Then he said to the guy in the boat, hey, wait, I'm waiting for God. You move on now, you move on. Okay, the guy moved on. Another guy comes along on the boat again. Hey, jump in, jump in. No, I'm still waiting for God. And he moves on. Finally, he drowned, right? Of course, the story, he drowns. He went up to heaven and God asked him, hey, why didn't you jump on the boat? So the story is that I think help comes in many forms. Whether it's by God or your surroundings, you just have to take it. For us, going from 0 to 1 was very hard because the opportunity cost was very high. I'm not saying jump into something that you are absolutely not ready for, but I'm also telling you, don't be 100% ready to go for something. Only go for something. So that's the approach that we took. Going from 0 to 1 is quite hard. If you think that you're ready and this is your chance, go for it. But don't go all in all the time. You make sure you have enough bullets to fire another bullet if you need to do so. And that safety net, of course, helped us. So we planned for the journey quite far ahead, years before. We really saved. We did what we have to do first. Get our house in order. Hope that answers your question.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Esther. So I have this very interesting question because I remember you guys launched the Pepako ice cream flavor. And shortly after that, before I get the chance to try it, it was removed because of a certain thing that you have experienced. So maybe you can share from the experience and what did you learn from that as well? Yeah, thank you.
Okay, so yeah, Pepako ice cream was quite controversial. So this is a lesson that we learned also, that different ethnicity, demographics have different points of view of a certain product. So Pepako flavor is not new around this region. We tried it in Singapore, we've seen it around, there are like lots of desserts. So we're like, oh, okay, this is something interesting. And then I actually pushed the team to launch it because I think like the One Direction guy was saying, oh, this is like honey, it's really good for my throat. And I was like, okay, let's jump, it's time to launch it. But what we didn't realize is the Malays look at it as like a real medicine, like cause it says ubat batuk cap ibu dan anak. But to the Chinese people, it's like a herbal
or dessert.
Dessert, yeah. So so we had to pull it off. Someone tagged KKM on social media, and we pulled it off almost immediately. I just gave birth, so I didn't really handle this crisis. He was handling it. Yeah.
Yeah, so I think to provide a bit more background, we have this process internally that we iterate flavors very quickly, and that goes back down to our operating philosophy of trying hard, trying very hard and iterating our businesses over, iterating our flavors over and over again. So when we interpreted the word ubat batok, right, to us. To people that don't really understand, I mean, when you look at the medicinal values of Pepako, it doesn't actually contain, or we feel that it doesn't contain the chemicals associated with the traditional ubat batok, or not traditional. Traditional is Pepako. I mean the codeines and all the chemical properties of ubat batok, and that's where we fell into trouble with KKM, because we took for granted that Pepako is actually a regulated drug. Believe it or not, it's actually registered with KKM, and that's how we got into trouble. How we came out of it was same thing. Boss and team and everyone else stand in front of the train when it's coming, and just stare it in the eye and do what we have to do to get it sorted. Very very often, when the problem presents itself in our head, we have defeated ourselves already. We have defeated ourselves. We don't show up. We hide. We run away from the problem. And more often than not, it's just going there and dealing with it, showing up and dealing with it. So for us, we reached out to KKM, even though it's very scary, because we were worried that we'll get shut down by KKM. Having a conversation with them, and then talking again, and then just dealing with the crisis as it came along, because at that point in time, there were people from certain religious groups saying that we were selling cough mixture to get people addicted to our ice cream, which was a bit worrying. So we were worried of the tangent that it took. But over time, it's just showing the press release, showing up, apologizing, doing what we have to do, pulling it from the shelves and all that stuff. Yeah.
Hi, my name is Jessie. I've got two questions. One is, what is the selling point, inside scope? How do you differentiate yourself from like Haagen-Dazs or Baskin-Robbins? Why people choose inside scope? Okay. Another question is, we are so proud that this is a homegrown brand, right? And what is your 3 years or 5 years plan? Do you plan to go regional? Yeah. Thanks.
So how we are different from the international chains, we make flavors that are locally inspired. So we get to do like durian, cempedak, teh tarik, and I think we are constantly innovating as well. So we don't just stick to ice cream. So right now we are having like ice cream cakes, sliced creams.
It's okay. It's okay. Okay.
Okay, sorry.
Sorry.
Sliced creams, cones. So I think what we are trying to do is having to always constantly have new innovations to excite customers to come into our stores again.
In terms of going regional, I think our immediate plan is to work on the packaged products that you are trying, and from there on, we'll see how the market takes us. Most likely regional or more access points throughout Malaysia. So we're still very early on in our journey on that.
Okay, perhaps.
Hi, my name is Lilu, and I just want to tell you that my office used to be 2 doors away upstairs from your ice cream bar in Desa Sri Hatamas.
Okay.
And I'm a regular over there. I even sent my son to ask for intern job after his O-levels. Okay. Anyway, I just want to tell you that your ice cream bar flavors are fantastic. But I don't know why it's alcoholic ice cream. For those who don't know, there's one store only, right? Is it one? Is it?
Three.
Three. Out of all the Inside Scoop, this is the 3 that sells.
No, it's separate from Inside Scoop.
Yes, I know.
Totally separate.
It's totally separate.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm just saying that it's like everyone, I bring a lot of foreigners to try, and they all say the best things. And a lot of Singaporeans will look at me, Singaporeans, I hope no Singaporeans here. No, they say, why isn't this in Singapore?
It was.
Yeah, it was. Oh, really? Interesting. Okay, so anyway, you said that you go regional. Is our nearest neighbor? That's not a market that you will go into.
So we actually have been regional, and we've decided to pull back because we couldn't make money in the Singapore market. We actually have tried. So back to our original philosophy, maybe have been the wrong time, maybe the wrong partner, maybe the wrong people. We will try again. The question is when, whether it's Inside Scoop, whether it's the packaged ice creams that you just had, whether it's Singapore, whether it's Philippines, whether it's Thailand, is something that we will try, and we'll go back and revisit when the opportunity or the right time comes along. Thank you. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to do the last question, right? So as a moderator, I take this privilege to ask this question's for someone who is stuck in a corporate job, highly stressed, and thinking of starting their own business. So what advice would you give them, right? If they are currently right now stuck in their corporate work, but they want to venture out and to do something that they are passionate about?
I think the first answer is, are you stressed because of your job, or are you stressed because of other things? You really should answer that question first, because starting a business is not less stressful than in a corporate job. That would be the first advice, or real advice, that I would give everyone. From the outside looking in, I think we're very lucky. I think we're very blessed that we got the recognition and some of the successes that we have, but it could have easily gone the other way. and it is actually a lot more stressful because the financial equation gets thrown in as well. So we could have been easily, and that's why we're very grateful, we could easily be 41-year-olds, down and out, stuck in a business that makes a bit of money that is less than our corporate jobs before. So there is that outcome that is real. It is not leaving your corporate job because you're stressed doesn't solve the problem. So actually ask that question. But more importantly, if you do want to start a business, which is the positive side of this question, would be, I would actually ask, what problem are you trying to solve for your customer? And how do you generate revenue? So that is by far the more important question to ask, rather than I'm stressed. Starting a business is the end all. That's how I would approach the question, and I still approach the question if I was 31 years old when we started the business.
Nice. What about you? What would you say to someone who's in
pretty
your
much
position?
the same. Starting your own business is not less stressful. You actually work 24/7. You have inflexible flexibility. You may have to drop all your weekend, New Year's plans or whatsoever.
Yeah, we actually had to drop our inverted comma honeymoon when we were at Penang for our wedding.
Oh yeah, after our wedding, we came back a day earlier because
We had some dramas in production, so we actually dropped everything on literally the next day after our wedding. We were partying with our friends, and we said we had to go home tomorrow.
Yeah.
We cut short everything because we had some production issues. So it actually does happen.
Yeah. So what was I saying?
Okay, thanks so much for your answer. And let's give a big one round of applause to Edmund and Shiew Li.